It's Friday, October 10th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, rotating strikes. Striking Canada Post workers are switching up tactics as their labor dispute rolls on. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And mind your manners. We'll chat with our friend Julie Blais-Comeau and get advice on Thanksgiving etiquette as we head into the holiday weekend.
Plus, it's World Egg Day. Chef Craig Flynn will join us in the YMA kitchen to whip up another one of his always delicious dishes. All that and so much more just ahead on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
It's a Friday, everybody. Come on in at 6:01. So glad you're here. Friday, October 10th. And I just want to give a shout out right now to that sessional guitarist who plays a little bass in the background of that song. It's subtle, but it's everything.
It is. Really
love the new music on the show. All right, it's early. It is 6:01, and we've got lots to share with you today. I know that you've got lots of news to get people ready for the long weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Mail going to start moving again is the big one.
Yes.
With the rotating strikes coming into effect where Canada Post. This information coming late last night. I'll have more details coming up in the news, but essentially that's going to be starting tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So big developing news overnight on that. Also, too, I'll have your latest gas and diesel prices too. But
and guess what? Get out the apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur in Halifax because prices got low.
Yeah.
Low.
Exactly. Something else that got real low was the weather.
Oh my gosh, let people know how cold it is. You will want to layer up this morning.
Yes, like I know I'm usually dramatic because I'm always cold, but it is rather cold. And if you're saying it's cold,
you know,
I must be right.
It's forever the furnace, the human furnace. Yeah, I'm finding very cold today.
Yeah, it's breezy yet again today across the region. We are going to see sunshine return in our forecast, so we're still seeing that sunny, dry conditions for much of the region, but it's going to be cold. Add those layers on before heading outdoors early this morning. So here's a live look at St. John's. As you can see here, it is quite dark early this morning yet again across the region. 4 degrees starting off your day in St. John's. -2 degrees right now in Fredericton. 7 degrees heading outdoors in Charlottetown. 3 degrees in Halifax and 5 in Sydney. Over to our satellite and radar. We do still have a chance of some showers early this morning for parts of Cape Breton Island. Going to see some wet weather as well for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing a chance of flurries. Over to our current wind, still remains out of the northwest for much of the region today. 39 kilometers per hour in North Cape with 30 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang. 26 starting off your day in Canso. 20 kilometers per hour in Truro with 22 in Lunenburg. 15 in Halifax and Moncton. We do have a few wind gusts this morning getting up to 39 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and 28 into Charlottetown. Still going to be a rather cooler day ahead, so keep that in mind when you are heading out today, and lots of sunshine sticking around. I'll have a look at our long weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:03. Canada Post workers are scaling back their countrywide strike to rotating walkouts starting tomorrow morning. The Postal Union says the change will get mail and parcels moving again while pressure stays on the corporation. Talks with Ottawa continue after Canada Post announced major cutbacks, including the end of home delivery within a decade. The union says those changes go too far and should be rolled back. NB Liquor is trying to unload its stock of U.S. liquor worth $3.4 million. You'll remember the booze was pulled from shelves in March in response to the trade war between our country and the U.S. It's
because we really want to maximize the value for New Brunswick. We own these products. Let's sell them. Let's get our money out of these products. So we're actively working to recover that investment for the people of New Brunswick, reduce waste. We don't want to be storing these products, or, you know, in the event some of them get too old, then you have to destroy the products.
For the most part, the products have been sitting in warehouses, except for a little bit NB Liquor has sold through its agency stores and bars and restaurants. Now they're trying to sell it at the depot in Salisbury. The CEO of NB Liquor says most of the products have a longer shelf life, but the agency is trying to recover the money already spent purchasing them. Staying with Money Matters, you'll be paying less for gas at pumps in the Maritimes. Beginning with Nova Scotia, Zone 1, gas fell by 2.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.38.5. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. It rests at $1.55.5 in the Halifax area. In Prince Edward Island, gas fell by 1.8 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7, and diesel slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.61.3. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 2.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.50.2. Meantime, diesel increased by 2.7 cents. The only increase on the board. The maximum price now $1.70.7. Hundreds of Nova Scotians evacuated because of the Lake George wildfire are waking up in their own homes this morning.
Fire crews did an amazing job because I did not expect to be back anytime soon.
So we do have a camera on the house, so we were watching them spray down our house, but it was very stressful not being there and not knowing the conditions or how close it was to the house.
Officials were checking identification before letting people through. DNR says the Lake George fire is being held and that crews are still working to get it under control, but the risk to homes is low. The wildfire is currently estimated at 288 hectares. 350 civic addresses were within the evacuation zone. Staying with homes, this is considered a game changer for a select group of people experiencing homelessness in Halifax. A new facility tailored to people 50 and older is set to open soon. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul has been working on the nearly $18 million project for about 2 years. It's the first of its kind in Nova Scotia.
As a society, we help people in any way we can. We help them with food, we help them with rent, we help them with utilities, et cetera, et cetera. And we thought this was a natural extension of the work that we do.
Applicants must be 50 and older with 2 or more years on the street and health needs. It officially opens in a week or two. Finally, a celebration of the musical talent of the African Nova Scotian community was celebrated last night, the ANSMA. The ANSMA Awards were handed out in Halifax. This was the 27th annual African Nova Scotia Music Awards. Hundreds of people attended the event at the Lighthouse Arts Centre. ANSMA's mission is to develop, promote, and showcase African Nova Scotian artists and heritage.
The celebration of our community and the talent that we have established and emerging is important because we don't often have that spotlight shined on us. So this is our opportunity once a year on a bigger scale to display the talent that we have in the community. And there's a lot of things to be excited about here. There's infrastructure being built by very capable industry professionals and artists who care about the scene here in Nova Scotia. So this is the place to be.
This year's theme, Roots and Rhythm, and celebrating African music and heritage. And it is a Friday. Katie Kelly will be joining us at 8:45 with the latest wrap-up of entertainment news locally when it comes to music, TV, film. So that's coming up later in the show.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we are going to give away some money right now. Okay.
Yeah, let's just give away money.
If you want to win $20,000, all you have to do is enter our contest, and you have to put in a code word every day. So if you're new, that's what you do. You get a code word, you go to a website, you plug it in. Today, the code word is savings. Yeah, maybe you could save that $20,000. Let it grow into more and more money. That's up to you. You can do whatever the heck you want with the money if you win it. So when enter, use that QR code to get right to the contest page, or you can go to our website, ctvatlantic.ca. It's just up in the top right-hand corner. Plug in the word savings tomorrow, or rather Monday. Actually, Tuesday. Opportunity. We're off Monday for Thanksgiving. Tuesday, brand new code word and another chance to win. Good luck to you.
Good luck indeed. And as Crystal mentioned, we're on the eve of a long weekend. Latavia will have the... We're excited. You'll want to listen to Latavia's forecast, which is coming up, because, oh boy, it's colder out there today, not like earlier in the week, too. Also, too, after our first break, I'll have your look at national and international news. It is quiet on Argyle Street in downtown Halifax this morning. Probably won't be the case this weekend. The forecast and your national news headlines coming up right after this.
Good morning and happy Friday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:12. We're taking a live look at Argyle Street in Halifax. It is a cold one today, so keep that in mind when heading out this morning. Add those layers on. Only 3 degrees this morning in Halifax, and we are seeing pretty cool temperatures right across the board today. And we are going to see a warm up a little bit later on, but as of right now, it's going to be cold, so keep that in mind. It's only -1 in Fredericton today, -6 degrees early this morning in Edmonton, 7 in Charlottetown, 5 degrees as you head outdoors in Sydney, with 4 in St. John's, and looking at 0 over in Labrador City. Over to our forecast timeline, we are going to see sunny, dry conditions for much of the region, but early this morning, we do have some scattered showers returning for Cape Breton Island, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, and seeing mixed precipitation expected, chance of showers and or flurries for parts of Labrador, and also seeing some wet weather move across Newfoundland. Into the afternoon, we are going to see precipitation clear for the most part for all 3 maritime provinces, remaining sunny and dry. Going to still see some wet weather track across parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, but going to remain quite light, so we're not going to really see any rainfall totals from this system. Into the evening, pretty clear skies remain for all 3 maritime provinces. We are going to see a risk of frost return for parts of New Brunswick as well as Nova Scotia, taking us into early Saturday morning into the long weekend. We are going to remain under high pressure. Temperatures will warm up, and we will be seeing sunshine stick around into the weekend forecast. For our forecast today, lots of sunshine across New Brunswick. Going to remain quite cool, though. Still seeing below seasonal daytime highs for parts of the province, ranging from 13 to 15 degrees, being the warmest into Bathurst. Wind out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. Prince Edward Island's looking at a high of 11 degrees today. A mix of sun and clouds starts off the day. Clouds clear into the afternoon, leaving more sunshine across the island. Wind gusts getting up to 50. And for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, we do have a chance of some scattered showers early in the morning, clearing out into the afternoon, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with highs between 11 to 12 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine for you as well. We are going to see temperatures range around 11 to 13, being the warmest into Bridgewater and Halifax. Wind gusts still getting up to 40, but becoming light into the afternoon. For Newfoundland and Labrador, chance of flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 11 in Labrador City. Showers also start off the day in Newfoundland, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with a daytime high of 8 degrees in St. John's. Over to our weekend forecast for Saturday. Sunny, dry conditions remain. Above seasonal daytime highs return. And for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, still seeing some precipitation track across there. For Sunday, much of the same, lots of sunshine and above seasonal daytime highs for us as well. That's a look at your long range forecast. Now we'll throw things over to Amanda for international and national news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. And we begin with breaking news this morning. Venezuelan politician Marina Corina Machado is the winner of this year's Nobel Peace Prize for promoting democratic rights. We will have more on this developing story later in the show. Meanwhile, a ceasefire in the Middle East appears to be in effect this morning after Israel's government approved a deal with Hamas to stop fighting. Under the deal, the remaining hostages will be released on both sides, but there are still major obstacles on the path to peace. CTV's Heather Wright has more.
Standing on top of emergency vehicles, paramedics in Gaza City celebrate the first step toward peace. Honestly, these are indescribable feelings, this man says. We can't believe it. At Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, dancing and singing. Hope that finally the hostages will soon be home.
This is the joy that we are waiting for.
The first phase of this truce will see all remaining Israeli hostages freed in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinians being held in Israeli jails. Israeli forces will also withdraw to an agreed-upon line.
The next 48 hours are crucial. We urge the parties, particularly Hamas, to follow through, release all the hostages.
Still, many questions remain with the more contentious elements of a long-term deal yet to be agreed to, including Israeli demands that Hamas disarm and the Hamas demand for a complete withdrawal of Israeli troops from the enclave.
When they disarm, whether Israel withdraws sufficiently to send a signal to Hamas that they can disarm. Those are the questions going forward.
In the meantime, Israel is preparing hospitals to receive the hostages once they are released after more than 730 days in captivity. And Palestinians are cautiously hopeful.
I hope that this is something that will last.
Palestinian-Canadian Mansour Shoman escaped Gaza in March of 2024 and says one day he will return to help rebuild the territory.
It's going to take time. It's going to take years to rebuild what they've lost. But I hope that it's the first step towards achieving that together with the rest of the world.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the 48 remaining hostages will be released on either Monday or Tuesday, 20 of whom are still believed to be alive.
CTV's Heather Wright reporting in Toronto. A man who was born in Canada but adopted by Americans is desperately trying to get out of New Brunswick and return home. CTV's Sarah Plowman on his struggle to cross the border.
Terrence McBride is stuck in St. John and drained like his bank account. His trouble started in April after he pulled up to the U.S. border in Calais, Maine, trying to drive home to Georgia.
This is who I am. Are you an American citizen? Yes, I am. Where's your documents?
He holds a Canadian passport but says he's American and was detained for a day and a half. The 63-year-old was born in Canada but adopted by Americans as a baby. He says he had been in Ontario for about 5 years, reconnecting with his birth family. The adoption records and documents he brought to the border weren't enough.
A couple of times I've crossed the border and they've said, hey, just so you know, you might need some stuff the next time you, but no big deal. Suddenly, it's a big deal.
McBride says officials told him not to try to cross into the U.S. again until he gets a U.S. passport or his citizenship number. As he made calls to dig up the files needed, he had a heart attack.
I thought I was dying. I just thought it was stress.
For nearly 6 months, he's lived in hotels, his truck, and now this rooming house. He had to give up his dog, is without work, and is fundraising to hire a U.S. immigration lawyer, desperate to get back closer to his friends, daughter, and grandchildren.
I want to go home. They're the people that make me feel valued enough, loved, appreciated, thought of. I want to go there because I don't have that. I don't have that here.
Kelly Ortega is a U.S. immigration lawyer.
While he may very well have either green card status or even American citizen status, it's his responsibility to bear that evidence when he seeks entry.
That will take time and money.
It's just chiseling away at my heart, and my heart's breaking.
We reached out to U.S. Customs and Border Protection for a comment, but did not receive one before our deadline. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Sarah. Finally, the red-hot Toronto Blue Jays are the hottest ticket in town, and some are striking out, scoring seats for the upcoming American League Championship Series. This is just a small glimpse at that massive waitlist with more than 100,000 fans competing to watch games in person. Some struck out searching for tickets, while others did luck out.
2,000th in line, have a couple windows open for Game 7, Game 1, and thankfully I scored one ticket for Game 7, like right up high.
And here are ballpark figures on what tickets are going for. Based on this seating chart, the lowest still coming in at $400. The prime seats, as you can see, over $2,000. The team takes on the winner of Detroit and Seattle in the next round, which starts on Sunday. That is a look at your international national headlines on this Friday morning. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN. We'll be right back after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back, almost 6:23, and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for this one, we're taking a trip to L.A. It is the Phillies and Dodgers. Game 4. We're going bottom 11, tied at 1. Bases loaded when Andy Pajas sends one right to the pitcher. And that is bobbled by Orion Kerkering. Throws it home off target. So the Dodgers walk off their way to the NLCS on a blunder. The catcher, JT Realmuto, he's telling Kerkering, go to first. Likely would have gotten the out. Instead, he goes home. And that's all she wrote for the Phillies. My goodness, what a way to end your season. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we've got some CFL action for you. It is the Argos taking on the Riders. Coverage of that game begins at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a fantastic weekend.
And now we'll take a look at your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Revenue is up 32% at Aritzia. The Canadian clothing retailer reported its latest earnings after the trading day ended. Net revenue came in at $812 million for the latest quarter, and that easily surpassed expectations. The company is seeing strong sales in the U.S. They were up 40% year over year. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down more than 1/3 of a cent to 71.30. West Texas Intermediate crude is down close to $1 to 61.03. Western Canadian Select is up to 51.43. And the TSX dropped 232 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Now we're going to take a look at our long weekend forecast. New Brunswick today seeing sunshine, going to remain cooler though, a daytime high of 14. Sunshine continues into the weekend on Saturday, warming up above seasonal with a high of 17. 15 degrees on Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud. Nova Scotia also seeing sunshine, but we do have some wet weather starting off the day for Cape Breton. That will clear, leaving sunshine there as well with a high of 12. 16 degrees on Saturday. Sunny skies continue across the province and into Sunday with a high of 16. For Prince Edward Island, looking at sunshine today, a high of 11. 15 degrees on Saturday. Sunny skies continue across the island on Sunday with a high of 14.
Oh, just ahead this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. We're going to stick with our Thanksgiving theme, but today we want to know your favorites. That's in about 15 minutes on CTV's Your Morning Live.
Good morning to you. If you're up early and joining us, Amanda, Crystal, and Latavia as part of Your Morning Atlantic, talking about Thanksgiving meals. It's reminding me that I have to pick up the supplies I need this afternoon because I know, and I know I've said before, like, get them early, and I really need to follow that advice because sometimes it's such a scramble if you've left it to the last minute, not even last minute for Thanksgiving. It's just things just go so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday we picked up some last minute stuff because I had done my shopping last Sunday. It was so busy in there, you could barely even move around. Like, forget a cart. It was wild.
Wow.
It's like the Christmas Eve rush. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. So excited about Thanksgiving this weekend. So excited. Oh, my gosh. The weather looks great. I'm going to be in Cape Breton. I'm hoping to go on some trails, maybe do a little run.
It's going to be perfect. A little crisp, but sunny, and it's going to remain sunny for much of the region until like around Monday night, Tuesday. That's when we're going to start to see precipitation return. Other than that, yeah, sunny and dry.
Well, I guess we're going to Bedeck right now.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to go pick up my niece in Bedeck this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, whoa.
Look at that.
That's going to be
Gorgeous
nice.
sunrise.
People up early.
Exactly, and they're probably cold. It's 5 degrees over there, so just keep that in mind when you are heading out. Really cold across right across Atlantic Canada, I should say. Add those layers on this morning. Into the afternoon, we will be seeing seasonal to below seasonal daytime highs, but as you can see right now, -1 in Fredericton and in Moncton. 7 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, only 3 in Halifax with 5 in Sydney, 4 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite and radar. We do have some scattered showers early this morning expected for Cape Breton, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, as well as Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing some mixed precipitation in the morning as well. We'll be clearing, though, right across Atlantic Canada, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Breezy winds today, though, starting off the day out of the northwest for the most part. 37 kilometers per hour in North Cape, with 33 starting off your day in Grand Etang, 31 kilometers per hour in Canso, with 22 in Lunenburg, 19 starting off your day in Sydney, 15 in Charlottetown and Halifax. One wind gust to notify you of as of right now, getting up to 43 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang. I'll have a look at your long weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:33. Striking Canada Post workers are switching up tactics as their labor dispute rolls on. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers says instead of a countrywide strike, they will begin rotating strikes starting tomorrow morning. The move is intended to get mail and parcels moving once again and comes after the union met with the federal minister responsible for Canada Post. The two sides have been far apart in contract talks for some time now, and proposed changes to the Postal Service's mandate and overhauling its operations were seen by the union as a step in the wrong direction. The committee tasked with monitoring progress on the Mass Casualty Commission's final recommendations has released its second report. While there's been some progress, it would seem there's still a lot of work to do.
We are on a path that is moving us forward. Some things are taking longer because they're complex and because they are cultural shifts, and those things can't be changed instantly.
The committee's work stems from the 2020 mass shooting when a gunman disguised as an RCMP officer killed 22 Nova Scotians and an unborn baby during a 13-hour rampage. Freeman says meaningful change will take time and the work will outlive the committee's 3-year mandate. To court now, where the former owners of the Halifax Ale House testified at Alexander Levy's manslaughter and criminal negligence causing death trial. Levy was a former bouncer at the bar. The owners told the judge they had no requirement for their security workers to have undergone training. That is something the family of Ryan Sawyer has said needs to change. The trial has heard Sawyer never regained consciousness after an altercation outside the ale house in the early morning hours of Christmas Eve 2022. He was taken to hospital where he died. The Crown says it should finish its case when the trial resumes on Tuesday, and then it will be up to Levy whether or not the defense will call any evidence. New this morning, you will be paying less for gas at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, that is the Halifax area, gas fell by 2.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.38.5. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. It rests at $1.55.5. In Prince Edward Island, gas fell by 1.8 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7. Diesel slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.61.3. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 2.8 cents. The maximum price $1.50.2. Now to the only increase on the board. Diesel in New Brunswick went up by 2.7 cents. The maximum price $1.70.7. NB Liquor is trying to unload its stock of U.S. liquor worth $3.4 million. You'll remember the booze was pulled from shelves in March in response to the trade war between our country and the U.S. It's generally been sitting in warehouses, except for a little bit NB Liquor has sold through its agency stores, bars, and restaurants. Now they're trying to sell it at the depot in Salisbury.
Because we really want to maximize the value for New Brunswick. We own these products. Let's sell them. Let's get our money out of these products. So we're actively working to recover that investment for the people of New Brunswick, reduce waste. We don't want to be storing these products, or, you know, in the event some of them get too old, then you have to destroy the products.
The CEO of NB Liquor says most of the products have a longer shelf life, but the agency is trying to recover the money already spent purchasing them. Finally, one of the biggest great white sharks ever found in the Atlantic Ocean has made its way to Atlantic Canada. Wait till you hear the name of this big guy. It's Contender. That's his name. And he's a big one, more than 1,600 pounds and 4 meters from nose to tail. Back in January, he was tagged by O-Search in Florida and pinged in the Gulf of St. Lawrence right off the Labrador Peninsula on September 29th. So he is close. Marine experts say he's gorging on seals to build and store fat for his return to Florida. in the winter. Contender is his name.
What a life. He gets a seal feast, then he goes and spends his winters in Florida.
I know. Paying visit to Newfoundland. So cool.
I guess he's one of the biggest males. I guess there was a female tag that was even bigger.
Wow.
The scientists, they have the pinging, but they also, whenever he's near, they goes, dun dun.
Yeah, I think that's the noise it makes, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, they might need a bigger pinger.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So fascinating. Gosh, the wonders of the ocean.
Yeah.
All right, it's an important little reminder here. It's Mental Illness Awareness Week. So a perfect time to remind you that Bell Let's Talk Day is going to take place on Wednesday, January 24th, 2026. So mark your calendars. On January 24th and every day, we can all speak more openly about mental health and take meaningful action to create change. Here are some of the numbers of the 2025 Bell Let's Talk campaign and the results of the campaign historically. Now, talking openly about mental health and mental illness can reduce the stigma that often prevents people from reaching out for help when they need it. Data shows 1 in 2 Canadians struggling with mental health issues are not receiving the help they need. So we've got a link to Bell Let's Talk and more mental health resources on our website.
Thank you so much for that, Crystal. It is time for another break on this Friday morning. We hope you stick around because we have so much to bring you over the next 2.5 hours, including the latest weather forecast. We also have entertainment news, a fun story as well, and also just ahead, the Move Morning Chat. We're going to keep riding the turkey train. Yes. Because Thanksgiving's coming up. We know you can't live without a Thanksgiving dinner on the table, or many people can't. We're going to talk about some of our favorites coming up.
Beautiful look at St. John's, Newfoundland on this Friday morning. Welcome back. The time now is 6:42. It is a cold start to the day. 4 degrees in your area. Expecting some wet weather early this morning. A few showers and or drizzle, but will be clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud later this morning. We are going to see sunshine in our forecast. Not really helping to warm things up too much, though. It's going to remain quite cool starting off the day and then slowly warm up. Still going to remain below seasonal for the most part. As of right now, -1 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 7 degrees over in Charlottetown with 3 degrees in Halifax, 5 starting off your day in Sydney, and 1 degree in Labrador City. Over to our forecast timeline. So it is a cold start to the day. Bundle up when heading outdoors, and a bit breezy as well for much of Atlantic Canada. We do have sunshine as the sun begins to rise for the most part, but we do also have precipitation, a chance of some scattered showers for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing a few showers and or drizzle for parts of Newfoundland, and for Labrador, looking at some mixed precipitation early in the morning. Into the afternoon, we are going to see precipitation clear out. Sunny, dry conditions for all 3 maritime provinces. Seeing sunshine extended our forecast for parts of Newfoundland, but still seeing some wet weather over in Labrador and parts of Newfoundland. And then into the evening and overnight hours, clear skies for all 3 maritime provinces, with a risk of frost returning for New Brunswick and parts of Nova Scotia, taking us into early Saturday morning into the long weekend. Sunny, dry conditions and above seasonal daytime highs return. For forecast today for New Brunswick, sunny but cold start to the day. Keep that in mind when heading out. Daytime highs will range from 13 to 15 degrees, being the warmest at the Bathurst. Wind picking up out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40, and then wind changes direction for Prince Edward Island out of the northwest, 30 gusting to 50. Daytime high of 11 degrees across the island. Lots of sunshine as clouds clear out into the afternoon. Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs will range from 11 to 12. Some scattered showers early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine throughout your day with highs between 11 to 13 degrees. Newfoundland and Labrador, we are going to see flurries early this morning, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon as well. A high of 11 degrees over in Labrador City, 8 into St. John's, looking at few showers and or drizzle, clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Saturday's forecast, we're definitely going to see a warm up, so high pressure returns into the region. We are going to see that sunny, dry condition remain for the Maritimes. Parts of Labrador seeing a bit of precipitation on Saturday, and then on Sunday, much of the same. Sunshine extends right across Atlantic Canada, and we are going to see another warm day ahead. Entering into Monday on Thanksgiving, another cloudy day expected as increasing cloudiness happens, and a chance of some showers returns into the evening. That's a look at your weather. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. It's that time once again. We're talking about the Move Morning Chat, and today's topic is about Thanksgiving. What's a dish that your family insists on having at the dinner table? All right, Aaron, Peter, take it away.
Yeah, we're talking about this because there's one dish that my family always puts out that isn't typically a traditional Thanksgiving dish, but it's tortillere, aka meat pie. Usually people have that on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but my family is obsessed with meat pie. So any holiday that they can have an excuse to make a ton of tortillere and put that on the table, they're going to do it. Also, they all eat it with ketchup. I don't like meat pie, but they eat it with ketchup right next to their turkey, and I think it's a little bizarre.
All right. I'm going to throw in a stuffing. Stuffing has to be on our Thanksgiving table, but it's a very particular stuffing that I think a lot of folks all across Atlantic Canada are going to be able to relate to. I didn't know until I was well into my adulthood that there was more than one way to make stuffing, but this is very Atlantic Canadian. Potatoes, breadcrumbs, onions, salt, pepper, but loaded with a whole bunch of summer savory, which is so typical to this part of the world. So that is what I love, and I could have just a plate of summer savory stuffing, and I'd be particularly happy.
Yum. What about you, Amanda?
I'm with Peter. It is the stuffing, Peter, especially the stuffing that my mother makes. She actually made it here on the show last year, which was incredible. And she has to double the recipe for my family because we're going to eat it so much, especially my father and I. It is a competition to see who can eat as much stuffing as we possibly can. We would go without everything else, same thing, just the bowl of stuffing if we had to. You, Latavia?
Honestly, we're kind of the same in that sense. I make Kyle make extra stuffing so we can eat it on days on end. Love stuffing. But for me, where my family is of Caribbean descent, West Indian culture, so Jamaican food has to be at the dinner table as well. I've been missing out on that, not being at home, but it's a must.
Hopefully you get that taste of home soon.
Yeah.
So we're putting this question out to our viewers this morning. What's the dish that your family insists has to be on the Thanksgiving table? Send us a text message, 10400. Standard message and data rates apply. We will share your answers later in the show.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:51. Let's get fancy. Let's head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
What's your name?
Sir Duncan the Tall.
Never heard of him.
Game of Thrones is getting another spin-off series. The first trailer for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms follows two unlikely heroes wandering the kingdom of Westeros 100 years before the events of the original series. It marks the second Game of Thrones spin-off after House of the Dragon. Look for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms on HBO in January.
Anything you can dream about, you can create.
A Minecraft movie was one of the biggest box office hits of the year, and now Warner Brothers has greenlit a sequel. The studio says they're targeting a 2027 release for Minecraft 2. The first movie, based on the popular Minecraft video game, premiered back in April and drew in more than $950 million globally. Elvis fans, listen up. A new concert movie called Epic, Elvis Presley in Concert, featuring never-before-seen footage of the music legend, is now expected to hit theaters next year.
We really hit it off. How you doing?
A live-action version of Tangled is now in the works. Deadline reports the film is still in the early stages of development, but Scarlett Johansson could play a major role. The original animated version of Disney's Tangled came out back in 2010. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. And happy birthday to West Wing star Bradley Whitford. In addition to playing Josh Lyman on the award-winning political series, he was also in The Handmaid's Tale and Get Out. Bradley Whitford is 66. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Love him.
I love Bradley Whitford. What a gift.
I know, right?
Talented, likable, even when he plays a villain.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we are going to talk about a story, in case you missed it. A Nova Scotia man is a big fan of the movie Back to the Future, but so are you, Latavia.
Absolutely. But this man loves it so much that he turned his old car into a DeLorean.
Okay, we're going to get to him in a second. I want to tell people about your Back to the Future artwork.
In my bathroom, I have Jaws 19.
Yeah.
This time, it's really, really personal. So in the second film, they go to the future, and that's what's playing at the theater. I got it from someone actually in Dartmouth.
That's fun. Yeah, I love Back to the Future. It's one of those, I saw in the theater twice when I was a kid. Like, I loved it so much. It's just something about it. Like, it just works. And Michael J. Fox does such a great job, and the doctor, and...
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Love it. All right, so we're going to talk about that story, as I mentioned. Check it out.
Yeah.
His DeLorean. Sorry, I don't know.
It's a vehicle that doesn't just make you feel nostalgic. It almost seems like it could quite literally take you back in time.
My little fellas and I just one day said, let's do something fun for Halloween.
The plan was to do the best they could to recreate the time-traveling DeLorean from the Back to the Future movies. A few years ago, John Nolan of Catalone, Nova Scotia, purchased this old Pontiac Fiero.
Like the DeLorean, it's kind of got the same shape, same appeal. It's a two-seater, rear-mounted engine.
Then he and his young sons got to work, giving it a new aluminum paint job and decorating it with whatever they could find in thrift stores and at the curbs during the annual heavy garbage pickup.
And just made a little collection, put it all together, put it out by the road, and it was a big hit. Lots of people stopped, a lot of smiles. You know, it looked really cool at night when we lit it up.
Not only does it look ready for liftoff after dark, but it has all the bells and whistles that any time traveler might need.
We had to make that because no time machine is complete without its hoverboard. And we just used an old snowboard. My little fellas painted that.
Now here's a fun fact. While the original Back to the Future movie came out in 1985 and the controls inside the DeLorean were set for that same year, I asked how old this old Pontiac Fiero happens to be. Turns out it's a 1984. Only recently, the creator of this makeshift DeLorean decided to sell it to another fan of all things retro who lives here in Membertou.
The sales pitch was I told the fellow that it was only used from time to time, so I don't think that I was stretching the truth too much with it.
In the end, it's a nice homage to a classic movie.
I remember going to the theater with my father, and I just didn't think I'd be building one and put it in my front yard years later.
From 1985 to 2025, it's a journey that took this man back to the future and beyond. Ryan McDonald, CTV News on the Membertou First Nation.
That cat better move when it goes 88 miles per hour. All right, very cool car. Happening now in news, Canada Post workers are scaling back their countrywide strike to rotating walkouts. That's starting tomorrow morning. I'll have those details coming up. Plus, you'll be paying less for gas and diesel, except in New Brunswick, where you're actually going to pay a bit more for diesel. Those prices still ahead. Also, too, new this morning, the Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded. Those details coming up in your local and international news headlines. But first, it's a look at the 3-day forecast ahead of the long weekend with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. Lots of sunshine across New Brunswick today, a high of 14 degrees. Sunshine sticks around into the long weekend on Saturday. Above seasonal daytime high of 17 and 15 on Sunday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud. Nova Scotia will be seeing lots of sunshine. We do have a chance of some scattered showers for Cape Breton early in the morning, clearing a high of 12. 16 degrees on Saturday with sunshine in the forecast yet again on Sunday. Prince Edward Island, 11 degrees today. On Saturday, sunny skies and continues into Sunday with a high of 14. Time now, 6:57.
It's Friday, October 10th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, rotating strikes. Striking Canada Post workers are switching up tactics as their labor dispute rolls on. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the Voice of Maritime Women will chat down with the president of the IWK Foundation to get the details on the largest survey ever conducted on maritime women and their health needs. That's coming up on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning and rise and shine, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 7. We've already done a whole hour of the show.
Yeah.
It's Friday, heading into Thanksgiving long weekend. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. Is the weather, we're going to get to the weather in a second. It's very nice and crisp. And
not happy about that.
Perfectly autumnal. That's coming up. But our Move Morning Chat today is what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? What you can't live without. Gosh, you both love the stuffing.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
absolutely. Crystal?
It's okay. Like,
Yeah,
I'll have a
you're
little
right.
bit. It's not
Yeah.
my super fave. For me, it's the pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
Put a little whipped cream on that, and we are happy girls.
So good. And you know what? Pumpkin pie can be controversial because some people are like, absolutely not.
I guess. Oh, my God. You don't like it? Really?
We did an eating competition on the show like 3 years ago, and I hate it. My husband and my mom love it. They will eat a whole
yeah, go to Costco.
I won the competition because I'm good at eating.
Okay, wow.
I love to eat.
That made me feel sad about pumpkin pie, and I didn't think I could be sad about pumpkin pie.
Well, okay, I'll just have yours, and I'll eat it for breakfast the next day.
I'll give you some. That's
Thank you.
Have it with your coffee. Looking forward.
Oh, yeah. Now to the weather, okay? It is quite colder. I'd even go so far as to say cold.
Yes, it's absolutely cold across the region today. We're seeing temperatures below the freezing mark for parts of the region. -1 starting off your day in Moncton. You will be seeing lots of sunshine, though, across the region. Sunny, dry conditions for the most part. So as the sun begins to rise in Moncton, you'll be greeted by the sunshine, but not helping to warm things up as much as we would like. 3 degrees starting off your day in Halifax, 5 in Sydney, 7 over in Charlottetown with 4 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite radar, we do have some precipitation tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. Some scattered showers early this morning for Cape Breton, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, as well as parts of Newfoundland and Labrador seeing some wet weather as well, but clearing into the afternoon, leaving lots of sunshine across the region. Breezy winds as well. Out of the northwest this morning for the most part, 37 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 33 into Grand Etang with 31 in Canso, 22 kilometers per hour in Lunenburg, 19 in Sydney, 17 in Truro with 15 in Halifax and Charlottetown. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 43 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang. I'll have your long weekend forecast just ahead, but first we're going to take a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Canada Post workers are scaling back their countrywide strike to rotating walkouts beginning tomorrow morning. The Postal Union says the change will get mail moving again. Mail and parcels moving again while pressure stays on the corporation. Talks with Ottawa continue after Canada Post announced major cutbacks, including the end of home delivery within a decade. The union says those changes go too far and should be rolled back. The committee tasked with monitoring progress on the Mass Casualty Commission's final recommendations has released its second report.
Situated.
While there's been some progress, it would seem there is still a lot of work to do.
We are on a path that is moving us forward. Some things are taking longer because they're complex and because they are cultural shifts, and those things can't be changed instantly.
The committee's work stems from the 2020 mass shooting when a gunman disguised as an RCMP officer killed 22 Nova Scotians during a 13-hour rampage. Freeman says meaningful change will take time and the work will outlive the committee's 3-year mandate. NB Liquor is trying to unload its stock of U.S. liquor worth $3.4 million. You'll remember the booze was pulled from shelves in March in response to the trade war between our country and the U.S. It's generally been sitting in warehouses, except for a little bit NB Liquor has sold through its agency stores as well as bars and restaurants. Now they're trying to sell it at the depot in Salisbury.
Because we really want to maximize the value for New Brunswick. We own these products. Let's sell them. Let's get our money out of these products. So we're actively working to recover that investment for the people of New Brunswick, reduce waste. We don't want to be storing these products, or, you know, in the event some of them get too old, then you have to destroy the products.
The CEO of NB Liquor says most of the products have a longer shelf life, but the agency is trying to recover the money already spent purchasing them. Speaking of paying for things, you'll be paying less for gas at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia's Zone 1, that's the Halifax area, gas fell by 2.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.38.5. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. It rests at $1.55.5 a litre. In Prince Edward Island, gas fell by 1.8 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7, and diesel slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.61.3. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 2.8 cents. The maximum price, $1.50.2. Meantime, diesel, that's the only increase on the map. Diesel increased by 2.7 cents. The maximum price, $1.70.7. Hundreds of Nova Scotians evacuated because of the Lake George wildfire are waking up in their own homes this morning.
Fire crews did an amazing job because I did not expect to be back anytime soon.
So we do have a camera on the house, so we were watching them spray down our house, but it was very stressful not being there and not knowing the conditions or how close it was to the house.
Officials were checking identification before letting people through. DNR says the Lake George wildfire is being held and that crews are still working to get it under control, but the risk to homes is low. The wildfire is currently estimated at 288 hectares. 350 civic addresses were within the evacuation zone. Finally, a bit of a shocker from the art world this week. It is safe to say most Canadians are familiar with the name and paintings of famed Nova Scotia artist Maud Lewis. This isn't her work, it's her husband's artwork, which is starting to garner attention and also generating some serious cash. In fact, an Everett Lewis painting recently fetched nearly $20,000 at an auction house in St. John. That is an international sales record for his work.
We were expecting 3,000 to 4,000 possibly for this. That would be a good sale. But his work, because the Maud's prices are quite high and inaccessible for some buyers, there is more of an interest in Everett.
My gut's telling me that there's a connection to Maud's Three Black Cats, which is her iconic images. So if one of those isn't available, then it's going to be the next best thing.
Another theory suggests Everett's newfound popularity may be traced back to the 2016 biopic of their lives. Maudie, Everett doesn't have the best reputation as well. I do, looking at these images and these paintings by him.
Well, they're not quite the original.
No, you can tell it's someone trying to, I'm certainly do not have an art degree, but it looks like someone trying to make Maud Lewis artwork.
Yeah, and it's your reminder to go to Halifax and go to the art gallery and see the wonderful Maud Lewis exhibit. It's off the charts.
The real stuff.
They've done such a beautiful job restoring the original home.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah, but oh my gosh, the nose on the cats.
It's not the same as the original, that's for sure.
No.
Time to head to Calgary now to the zoo, where they have a special event this weekend, and the schedule is stuffed. And so are the patients, because the zoo's holding a teddy bear clinic this weekend.
Aww.
Bring your own BYOTB, bring your own teddy bear. They get a little health certificate. All you have to do is pay $5 for the thorough examination, and your stuffy will get that certificate of health. But the cost for the checkup, that $5, is going to go to the Wilder Institute, which is a fundraiser for the zoo. I think this is a great idea for a fundraiser. I want to have one in our region.
Right?
Think of a great cause we could support.
What if you have insurance?
Well, this is the thing. The stuffies are not covered by insurance.
They're not.
In any, I've looked into it. Nobody. So you'd have to pay the $5. Well, but it's going to a good cause.
It's going to. Maybe they'll use a suture kit to like fix any.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
I don't know. We're just thinking ahead.
Don't let my dog there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure someone's like, my dog got a hold of the favorite stuffy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right. Still ahead, Latavia has another look at the chilly Friday forecast. Also, later this half hour, after international news, the voice of maritime women. We'll get the details on the largest women's health survey ever conducted in this region. That is coming up after Latavia's forecast and the latest look at your national headlines, including the Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Welcome back. The time now, 7:13. We're taking a live look at clear skies over in Lunenburg. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. Although it is a cold start to the day, 5 degrees as of right now. Temperatures will be warming up a little bit later, but cold across the region. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. Add those layers on. It's also breezy, so that's impacting how cold it is as well. Currently seeing temperatures below the freezing mark for parts of Atlantic Canada as of right now. -2 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton. A bit warmer over in Charlottetown and Sydney with 6 degrees. Early this morning, 3 in Halifax with 4 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, and looking at 1 degree over in Labrador City. So over to our forecast timeline. Sunshine early this morning for parts of Atlantic Canada. Also seeing a bit of precipitation in our forecast. A chance of some scattered showers for Cape Breton, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, and then seeing some mixed precipitation moving in across parts of Labrador. Also seeing a few showers and or drizzle for parts of Newfoundland. Into the afternoon, seeing precipitation clear out of the Maritime region, leaving lots of sunshine. Also seeing some sunshine over in Newfoundland, but also going to see wet weather persist for parts of Labrador and parts of Newfoundland into the evening hours. Clear skies for all three maritime provinces. A risk of frost returns for New Brunswick as well as into parts of Nova Scotia, taking us into early Saturday morning. Clear skies remain and sunny, dry conditions as well. And above seasonal daytime highs headed our way for Saturday. But if you're wondering about the temperatures for today, New Brunswick will see highs around 13 to 15 degrees, being the warmest into Bathurst. Looking at lots of sunshine across the province today. Breezy winds starting off the day out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. For Prince Edward Island, looking at a high of 11 degrees today. A mix of sunny clouds starts off the day. Clouds clear into the afternoon, so lots of sunshine across the island. Same thing goes for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, but starting off the day with a chance of showers, clearing into the afternoon, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Highs between 11 to 12, and for the rest of Nova Scotia, sunshine for you as well. Daytime highs between 11 to 13. We're looking at some flurries early this morning for Labrador, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 11 degrees in Labrador City. 9 for St. John's, looking at showers early in the morning, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. So Saturday's forecast, high pressure returns to the region above seasonal daytime highs. It's going to be quite a lovely day for the Maritime region. Sunny, dry conditions. But for parts of Labrador, still seeing some precipitation track across the province, and that carries into Sunday for parts of Newfoundland. But other than that, it's going to be quite a beautiful day yet again on Sunday and still remaining quite warm. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national, international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. New this morning, the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to opposition activist Maria Corina Machado of Venezuela.
She is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy.
Machado has spent months in hiding because of threats to her life. A committee selected her from a list of over 300 nominees. 4 of the other prizes have already been awarded this week. A ceasefire in the Middle East appears to be in effect this morning after Israel's government approved a deal with Hamas to stop fighting. Under the deal, the remaining hostages will be released on both sides, but there are still major obstacles on the path to peace. CTV's Heather Wright has more.
Standing on top of emergency vehicles, paramedics in Gaza City celebrate the first step toward peace. Honestly, these are indescribable feelings, this man says. We can't believe it. At Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, dancing and singing. Hope that finally the hostages will soon be home.
This is the joy that we are waiting for.
The first phase of this truce will see all remaining Israeli hostages freed in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinians being held in Israeli jails. Israeli forces will also withdraw to an agreed-upon line.
The next 48 hours are crucial. We urge the parties, particularly Hamas, to follow through, release all the hostages.
Still, many questions remain with the more contentious elements of a long-term deal yet to be agreed to, including Israeli demands that Hamas disarm and the Hamas demand for a complete withdrawal of Israeli troops from the enclave.
When they disarm, whether Israel withdraws sufficiently to send a signal to Hamas that they can disarm, those are the questions going forward.
In the meantime, Israel is preparing hospitals to receive the hostages once they are released after more than 730 days in captivity. And Palestinians are cautiously hopeful.
I hope that this is something that will last.
Palestinian-Canadian Mansour Shoman escaped Gaza in March of 2024 and says one day he will return to help rebuild the territory.
It's going to take time. It's going to take years to rebuild what they've lost. But I hope that it's the first step towards achieving that, together with the rest of the world.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the 48 remaining hostages will be released on either Monday or Tuesday, 20 of whom are still believed to be alive.
CTV's Heather Wright reporting in Toronto. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, a conversation with the IWK Foundation on a new report on women's health. That's when Your Morning Atlantic returns right after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Here's your reminder. We are giving away $20,000. It's time for today's code word. Today's code word is savings. So head over to the contest page and ctvatlantic.ca, or you can scan the QR code that's going to pop up on your screen. Enter savings along with your information for a chance to win Your Morning Atlantic's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us on Tuesday for a brand new code word. Good luck. We're going to throw things over to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. It's now 7:22. The IWK Foundation has just released a major summary report called The Voice of Maritime Women, The Unspoken Burden of Women's Health. The findings are based on the largest women's health survey ever conducted in the Maritime region, and the report offers an unprecedented look at the realities women face in navigating their health. To share a breakdown on the findings, we welcome Jennifer Gillivan, the president and CEO of the IWK Foundation. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Crystal. How are you?
I'm great. Let's get right into it because this is such interesting stuff. Why is a survey like this important for women's health in our region?
Well, first of all, women are rarely asked. And so we went out somewhat naively, I would say, to ask women. And we were told by the researchers if we could get 2,000 respondents, that would be enough to give a good trend analysis of what was going on with women and their health. This is a health experience survey. We got 2,000 respondents in 24, 48 hours, somewhere in that range. We ended up with 27,341 responses, which is unprecedented. We're hearing from people all across the country. They've never had a response like this to any kind of survey. So it's a really resounding, loud message coming from women from all three provinces about their life and about their challenges. And they're really giving us a blueprint and a roadmap for what needs to change.
Fantastic. All right, let's get into it. What were some of the top stats that stood out to you from the survey results?
I think the most heartbreaking one was the 75% of women either are not going for their medical help or they're delaying it. They're either doing it for two reasons. One is that they're putting everybody else in front of themselves, so in their family, and they're putting themselves last, or they've had a negative experience and they've just self-censored not to go. We also got stories, so we didn't just get answers to questions, and we got about 13,000 stories, and those stories told us how much women are dismissed, not believed, not understood, not taken seriously, and so that contributed to that 75% delaying or not going at all for their health needs.
75%, though, I mean, especially for that many women, that is a stunning stat. What were some of the top issues that women wanted addressed in health?
Well, they went through everything, and we have a more in-depth sort of set of data, but the top sort of, we put them in 6 groupings. The first being menopause and hormonal, premenopause, postmenopause, hormonal, issues, which really takes up a good 30 years of a woman's life, and you have no choice. You're going through it. And the result of that is that most people think, okay, I'll get through menopause and I'm good. But it's all the conditions that happen while you're going through that can affect your health for the rest of your life. Stress, anxiety, and depression. You can see how there was a roadmap to this. It followed obesity, weight management was huge, sleep disorders, and then it got into heart disease and cancer. They were the top 6. And then within those 6, you can tell what the different conditions would be. It's heartbreaking just hearing their stories. And, this is a local, as in a regional survey, but it bore out on the research that I've been spending years studying around the country and around the globe, that, we have a healthcare system that is built on the male is the standard norm and the woman is atypical. So it's not built for us. And this survey bears that out.
Well, Jennifer, we really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for taking this initiative. It's obviously something that women are interested in. I know that this information, we should probably chat again about what you're going to do with this information. I know it's going to guide where donations go and how you serve women moving forward, but we appreciate this introduction this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. And I just hope everybody pays attention to it, listens to it, and then sees what they can do, because the IWK alone can't fix this. It's going to take all of us to change society and to change health for women. And so I urge everybody to pay attention to this survey, because it's a real roadmap for how we could have a better community and better for women.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was Jennifer Gillivan, the president and CEO of the IWK Foundation. We put a link to the survey information on our website as well. We're going to take a break. It's now 7:27. We'll return in about 2 minutes' time.
Just ahead on this Friday, Thanksgiving manners. Our friend and etiquette expert, Julie Blake-Como, will join us to help make sure we politely navigate any holiday weekend social situations. That's coming up in 15 minutes here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in. 7:31, we're halfway through the show. We got so much for you today. Oh my gosh, we're talking about Thanksgiving. We're heading into the long weekend. I hope you have plans. I hope you have something to look forward to this weekend. If you are a person who does the hosting, I do a lot of hosting. I actually pride myself in being quite the host because I have a lot of experience. I love a challenge.
Yes.
You know, you show up with some extra guests. One's a vegan. Ooh.
What can I get?
Let's figure this out. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. And speaking of food, too, that does bring us to our Move Morning Chat. We want to hear your opinion on this. What's the dish that your family insists has to be on the Thanksgiving table? What's something that you have to have? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Send us a text at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply or will apply. And let us know. We would love to hear it, and then we'll be sharing your answers later on in the show.
Super fun. Oh, yeah. Now, it looks like it's quite cold right now.
Yes.
And
feels like
it really is chilly this morning. You're going to want to dress in layers. Is it going to warm up a little bit later?
It will. Okay. We're looking at some seasonal temperatures, some below seasonal across the region. High pressure will be building into the weekend, so we will be seeing temperatures warm up a little bit later on. So beautiful sunshine early this morning, as you can see, as the sun begins to rise over in Tangier, although quite cold this morning, so keep that in mind when heading out, like Crystal mentioned. Bundle up. As of right now, we're seeing temperatures in Fredericton below seasonal, -2 degrees right now in Fredericton, -1 over in Moncton. Early this morning, 3 degrees in Halifax with 6 in both Sydney and Charlottetown, 4 degrees over in St. John's. As I mentioned, sunshine is going to be in our forecast, but we are also seeing some precipitation, some scattered showers for parts of Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, as well as Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing some mixed precipitation early this morning, clearing, leaving sunshine for them as well into the afternoon. Breezy winds, though, not helping to warm things up out of the northwest this morning for the most part. 33 kilometers per hour in North Cape, with 31 starting off the day in Grand Etang and in Canso. 20 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, with 19 in Lunenburg, 17 in Halifax, and 15 in Truro, as well as Moncton. In terms of wind gusts, we do have some now, tracking up to 48 kilometers per hour right now in Canso, 46 in North Cape, and 43 in Grand Etang. I'll have a look at your long weekend forecast just ahead, but first, a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Striking Canada Post workers are switching up tactics as their labor dispute rolls on. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers says instead of a countrywide strike, they will begin rotating strikes starting tomorrow morning. The move is intended to get mail and parcels moving once again and comes after the union met with the federal minister responsible for Canada Post. The two sides have been far apart in contract talks for some time now, and proposed changes to the Postal Service's mandate and overhauling its operations were seen by the union as a step in the wrong direction. To court now, where the former owners of the Halifax Ale House testified at Alexander Levy's manslaughter and criminal negligence causing death trial. Levy was a former bouncer at the bar. The owners told the judge they had no requirement for their security workers to have undergone training. That is something the family of Ryan Sawyer has said needs to change. The trial has heard Sawyer never regained consciousness after an altercation outside the ale house in the early morning hours of Christmas Eve 2022. He was taken to hospital where he died. The Crown says it should finish its case when the trial resumes on Tuesday, and then it will be up to Levy whether or not the defense will call any evidence. NB Liquor is trying to unload its stock of U.S. liquor worth $3.4 million. You'll remember the booze was pulled from shelves in March in response to the trade war between our country and the U.S. It's generally been sitting in warehouses, except for a little bit. NB Liquor has sold through its agency stores, as well as bars and restaurants. Now they're trying to sell it at the depot in Salisbury.
Because we really want to maximize the value for New Brunswick. We own these products. Let's sell them. Let's get our money out of these products. So we're actively working to recover that investment for the people of New Brunswick, reduce waste. We don't want to be storing these products, or, you know, in the event some of them get too old, then you have to destroy the products.
The CEO of NB Liquor says most of the products have a longer shelf life, but the agency is trying to recover the money already spent purchasing them. This morning, you'll be paying less for gas at pumps here in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, that's the Halifax area, gas fell by 2.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.38.5. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. It rests at $1.55.5. In PEI, gas fell by 1.8 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7. And diesel slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.61.3. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 2.8 cents. The maximum price $1.50.2. Meantime, this is the only increase this morning. Diesel is up by 2.7 cents. The maximum price $1.70.7. This is being considered a game changer for a select group of people experiencing homelessness in Halifax. A new facility tailored to people 50 and older is set to open soon. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul has been working on the nearly $18 million project for about 2 years. It's a first of its kind in Nova Scotia.
As a society, we help people in any way we can. We help them with food, we help them with rent, we help them with utilities, et cetera, et cetera. And we thought this was a natural extension of the work that we do.
Applicants must be 50 and older with 2 or more years on the street and health needs. It officially opens in a week or two. Finally, some shades of Windsor, Nova Scotia's Dill family in England over this weekend. Hatton of England have broken 2 world records for the world's largest and heaviest pumpkin. The farmers have been growing giant pumpkins for the past 50 years, and this is the first time they broke the world's record at 2,819 pounds, or nearly 1,300 kilos. It has a circumference of 6.5 meters. They learned the good news of the record breaking at a weigh-in in England.
That's amazing. Look away, Latavia. Look away. You can
Looks a little deflated.
with that. Wow.
You dig it out, use it as a boat.
For sure. Or as you were saying, the horse-drawn carriage with 6 white horses.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. On the way to the ball.
Cinderella's already taking orders.
Yeah,
okay.
Getting the mice ready.
Let's talk about one of those stories I love, especially great for a Friday. Somebody at a more golden age in their life doing something they love, all right? This isn't a story about badminton. This is Goodminton. That's right, yeah. This Colin from the UK, 88 years old, and he spent most of his time on the court. He first picked up a racket when he was 11 years old, and he's never stopped. He was even serving when he was in the military. So he was serving the military.
Serving.
Exactly. Yeah. He's still playing, still coaching. So Colin, shout out to you. Great form. Love that.
Wow. Just keep moving.
It's a fun one.
I know. Ooh, look at that fun. Maybe that's one of his early sets. So cool. Good job, Colin.
It is fun.
He looks great for 88.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Keep going.
Keep going. Yeah.
Even in a suit. Love that. Okay, we are just past the halfway point of this show on this Friday. Still so much more to come, including an egg recipe from Chef Craig Flynn. Katie Kelly is here with an entertainment roundup. But first, avoiding social faux pas this long weekend. We have all been there. Etiquette expert Julie Blake-Como will join us to make sure we're all minding our manners around the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Ooh.
That's coming up after Latavia's forecast. Please stay with us.
Bit of a cloudy start to the day over in Kitty Vitty. Welcome back. Time now 7:43. It's cold outside. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. Currently 4 degrees in your area and feeling much colder when we factor in those breezy winds across the region. So layer up before heading out on your morning commute. We're ending off the work week with a cold start to the day, but temperatures will warm up a little bit later on for the most part. -2 degrees starting off in Fredericton early this morning, 6 degrees in Charlottetown and in Sydney, with 3 degrees in Halifax and 4 into St. John's. Over to our forecast timeline. Lots of sunshine in our forecast, but also some precipitation. Starting off early this morning, looking at a chance of some scattered showers for parts of Cape Breton Island. Mixed precipitation starting off the day for parts of Labrador, and looking at a few showers and or drizzle starting off the day for parts of Newfoundland. And then into the afternoon, going to be seeing showers clear out, leaving lots of sunshine for much of the region. Still seeing precipitation for parts of Labrador and Newfoundland, taking us into the evening, overnight hours. Another cold night ahead. We are going to see a risk of frost return for parts of New Brunswick as well as Nova Scotia. Taking us into early Saturday morning, another cold start to the day. Temperatures will be warming up above seasonal as we see high pressure build back into our region. This long weekend is going to remain sunny and dry, and pretty nice weekend ahead. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Cold start to the day. Temperatures will warm up around 13 to 15 degrees, being the warmest into Bathurst. Wind out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. And then changes direction for Prince Edward Island. Out of the northwest for the winds, 30 gusting to 50. Lots of sunshine across the island with a high of 11. And for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, seeing a chance of some showers early in the morning. Clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Highs between 11 to 12. For the rest of Nova Scotia, sunshine as well, with highs between 11 to 13 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, some flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 11 degrees in Labrador City. 9 degrees into St. John's, looking at a few showers and a drizzle early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Saturday's forecast, sunny and dry for the Maritime region. We are going to see above seasonal daytime highs return. Just a few showers for parts of Labrador, and then into our forecast for Sunday, looking at lots of sunshine for the most part right across Atlantic Canada, Crystal.
Great. 7:45, and yeah, Thanksgiving is this weekend. It's a wonderful time to gather together with family and friends over a delicious meal, but sometimes it comes with awkward social situations. So here to help us navigate common hosting challenges with grace is our friend, etiquette expert Julie Blake-Como. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Crystal.
I love my time with you. I find it so relaxing. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about allergies and restrictions when it comes to the Thanksgiving meal.
Well, allergies, they are the responsibility of the person that has the allergies. That person knows how to get themselves and keep themselves safe and healthy. So leave it up to them, especially when you're doing a potluck. You cannot cater to everyone. So that person will advise the host if they need to. They will let them know whether they have a fatal allergy to whatever that may be, if they have an EpiPen. And also for the person that has those allergies or that has some very strict restrictions, a lot of the times that person will volunteer to bring a dish to complement whatever meal the host is preparing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, if you know in advance that someone with a food restriction or allergy is coming, you do your best to accommodate them. But thank you for stating that it is ultimately up to that individual. All right, let's say an unwanted guest shows up. What do you do in that case?
You know, it's all about those expectations, Crystal, and it happens. It happens, so be prepared. Have that extra place setting, that extra chair for the mystery guest. If nobody shows up with an extra guest, that's fine. It will be perfect for the conversation, and you can say, you know, I have this mystery guest seat here. Who would you have liked to have been at the table today to share Thanksgiving dinner with us? And if that extra guest shows up, there you are, you're all set. And should you not have had that mystery guest seat, well, you're going to go scurry and get your loved ones to help you, and everybody's going to squish over because in the end, it's not about what we're going to eat. It's about being together and giving thanks.
You're right. I love when extra guests show up, especially Thanksgiving, because I just feel like, yeah, exactly as you said, the spirit of Thanksgiving. Okay, here we are around the table. Most of the time it's pretty calm, but then every once in a while there's a conversation turns into a heated debate. What do you do as a host? You shut that down? Do you just like keep your mouth? What do you do?
You know, it happens, and especially with our closest loved ones. We know our people and they know us. They know the hot buttons. So we're going to prepare in advance. And this is where you may get the children involved and the teenagers. Prepare little pieces of paper with different conversation starters. Favorite series, favorite childhood memories. What do you love about fall? What should we know about you that you want to celebrate this year? So this is when the host will say, oh, Johnny, why don't you reach into the basket in the middle and let's see what we can talk about. Now, sometimes you're getting cornered and somebody says something. Let's just use the example of the geopolitical context. And you can say to the person, oh, I don't know enough. Or my parents told me never to talk about politics. I'm going to take the fifth on this one. And in the end, why don't we agree to disagree, because we're both passionate, and let's focus on Thanksgiving.
That's a great idea. Or even if someone did bring a dish, you could just say, you know what? Exactly as you said. I'm loving this salad that Jen brought. Let's shout out to Jen for a great salad, you know?
Crystal,
move on.
How about them Blue Jays, right?
There you go. All right. Okay, this is a good one. Everyone's tired. It's the end of the day. Everybody kind of is on their way out, but there's those lingering guests that aren't quite getting the hint. What do you do?
You know, it's a gradual process. So you're going to go into the living room, maybe offer a cup of coffee. Then the lights are going to go higher and the music is going to go down. You're going to stretch a little bit. And can I get a ride for anybody? And it's a very gradual process. And usually you don't have to say, well, can I get anybody's coat? Usually by then your guests will get it.
Yeah, usually you get it. Or I guess if worse comes to worse, you can just say, you know what, I'm exhausted. Let's call it a night. I guess you could.
Yes.
We didn't know if you're, in many cases, you're hosting a dinner, inviting people over to a pre-organized meal, but sometimes it's a potluck. In the situation where, you kind of ask people, is it okay to ask people to bring certain things? Because you don't want everybody to show up with a side and then there's no main.
Exactly. So when you are hosting a potluck, you are the chief of the orchestra, you are the organizer, and you assign different dishes. And a very nice courtesy, when you are preparing that potluck portion, put out a little index card and list all the ingredients. So it's going to make it so much easier for the guests that have restrictions, allergies, whatever that may be, so it can be safe for everyone attending that potluck luncheon or dinner.
That's super smart. I always have an extra main too, because you always have the person who says they're going to bring X, Y, or Z, but then life got in the way and they just show up with a bag of chips. And that way, there's still something for people to eat.
Absolutely. And if you are bringing something for the potluck meal, why don't you bring along the serving utensils, brand new, and that's your host gift to the host, and wrap them up in a brand new dishcloth. I don't know about you, Crystal, but if you open up the drawer where I have my dishcloths, probably needs a little bit of a refresher.
Great idea, especially if you're not sure if the person drinks or not. You don't want to bring that bottle of wine. Julie, as per usual, wonderful suggestions. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And to you as well, and all our viewers.
Now it's over to Amanda for health and medical news.
Thanks, you too. I'm happy I got those new utensils the other day. Health and medical news now. An Ontario hospital is hoping to recruit patients for a medical trial that involves a novel way to treat kidney cancer. As CTV's Pauline Chan tells us, it's already been proven successful in treating other forms of cancer. More details in Your Health.
Currently, the standard therapy if kidney cancer hasn't spread is surgery. So either taking the whole kidney out or just the tumor and leaving just a portion of the kidney itself.
Dr. Derek Kuhl says kidney cancer can affect younger patients with a genetic predisposition to it, but generally patients are older, and it's been associated with things like diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure.
So it's one of the few cancers where we're actually seeing an overall rise over time in our population.
Cool has been trying a new minimally invasive way to treat kidney cancer.
It's called Y90 radioembolization. Fancy term for basically, we have these tiny beads. In fact, I can show a little vial here. They're tiny little glass spheres.
A catheter is inserted through the patient's groin.
We navigate that all the way up under X-ray until we get to the arteries supplying the kidney.
A water solution is pumped into the tubing, carrying the radioactive beads.
So then they travel along this catheter all the way through into the patient and then get delivered out the end of our catheter.
Directly to the tumor.
So the radiation will be slowly given over the course of about 2 to 3 weeks before it's really essentially bland. We have a lot of experience using this technology for treating liver cancers for about the last 20 years, and it's been really effective with very, very few in the way of side effects.
So far, Cool has done the procedure on 3 patients, and they're hoping to do a total of 16 as part of their trial. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 50th anniversary for Debbie and Harris Stubbart of North Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Congrats, you two. Great photo.
Beautiful.
And it's the 50th anniversary for Sharon and Lewis Harvey of Mackay Section, Nova Scotia. Wonderful
Happy anniversary.
photo as well. Thanks for sending this in.
It's the 50th anniversary for Bruce and Winnie Jackson of Bayfield, Nova Scotia.
Oh, that was a day. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
The confetti was flying. Everybody had a hat. Love this photo. And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones Saturday.
It is a 50th anniversary for Thelma and Rodrigue Babineau of Moncton. Happy anniversary.
You two. What a cake.
Gorgeous.
We're still talking about that 50 years later. And it's the 50th anniversary for Delmer and Leona Cole of Maple Q PEI.
Wow, gorgeous photo.
Elegant photo. They both look good in blue.
And it's also a 50th anniversary for Bennett and Linda Lyons of Fredericton.
Also looking great in blue, you two, and that's a great photo on a beautiful day.
Oh, yeah. And it's also a 50th anniversary for Debbie and Tony Green of Valley, Nova Scotia.
Then and now, congrats, you two, and thank you, Mr. Green, for your service. And it's a 50th anniversary for Kevin and Elizabeth Gillis of Stellarton, Nova Scotia, still in love 50 years later.
Gorgeous. It's also a 101st birthday for Russell Brown of Amherst, Nova Scotia.
Russell can pull off a hat. Happy birthday, Russell.
Happy birthday. And to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
All right, we're taking a look at our 3-day forecast heading into the Thanksgiving long weekend. Lots of sunshine today, although a cold start to the day. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. 14 degrees is your daytime high. Above seasonal daytime high expected on Saturday with a high of 17. Mainly sunny skies and sunshine sticking around into Sunday with a high of 15. Nova Scotia will be seeing lots of sunshine today. We do have some wet weather expected early this morning for Cape Breton. Clearing, seeing sunshine there as well. A high of 12. 16 degrees on Saturday. Sunshine continues across the province into Sunday with a high of 16 yet again. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 11 today. Lots of sunshine across the island. On Saturday, 15 degrees is your daytime high and sunny skies on Sunday with a high of 14.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Friday, October 10th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Canada Post workers scaling back their countrywide strike to rotating walkouts. That's going to be starting tomorrow morning. To get parcels moving along, we'll have your top news headlines just ahead.
And happy World Egg Day. Chef Craig Flynn will join us in Your Morning's Atlantic Kitchen to whip up an egg-squisite recipe. That's coming up in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, and maybe you're enjoying some eggs this morning. Scrambled, over easy, sunny side. No matter which way you crack it, eggs are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
What can't eggs do? Seriously, like you think of them typically as a breakfast food, but I like to use them even for lunch, dinner, baking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, eggs are great.
Always have to have
Love
some
an egg.
eggs on hand. So I'm looking forward to this recipe from Chef Craig Flynn. He always has great ideas.
Oh,
yeah.
I know. I love it.
Chef Craig Flynn can do no wrong, especially when it comes to eggs.
I just wanted to shout out my husband's uncle, Harris Stubbert. It was a sweet treat to see that they're celebrating their milestone 50th anniversary for Debbie and Harris Stubbert. Shout out to the Stubberts.
I love
Shout out
it.
to the Stubberts of Cape Breton. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, that's my family. That's so nice. It is fun. It is fun to have something like that happen.
It really is. I'm always searching for the Stubberts over in Cape Breton. I'm like, who else?
Well, we love
Where else are they?
milestones. A definitely very popular feature with our viewers. Also, they love the weather. They can't get enough of that.
They do, and as we head into a long weekend, it's going to look quite nice into the weekend. It's looking beautiful, as you can see over in McAdam, but it is crispy out there. Keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. You're going to want to add on those layers. We are going to see temperatures warm up a little bit later on, but as of right now, only -2 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 6 degrees in Charlottetown and in Sydney, 3 degrees starting off in Halifax with 4 into St. John's, 1 currently in Labrador City. Over to our satellite and radar, we do have a bit of precipitation starting off the day, looking at some scattered showers for parts of Cape Breton Island early this morning. We are seeing some mixed precipitation tracking across parts of Labrador, also seeing showers and or drizzle early this morning for parts of Newfoundland, but lots of sunshine across the region into the afternoon. Wind will remain breezy starting off the day, becoming a bit lighter for parts of the region. But as of right now, out of the northwest for the most part, 33 kilometers per hour in North Cape. Starting off your day, 31 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and in Canso, 19 in Lunenburg, with 17 in Halifax, 15 in Truro and Moncton. Wind gusts getting up to 48 kilometers per hour right now in Canso, 43 in Grand Etang and 46 in North Cape. I'll have another look at your long weekend forecast just ahead, but first another look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 8:03. Postal workers may be ending their nationwide strike, but say their fight isn't over. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers will move to rotating strike starting Saturday at 6 a.m. local time, meaning mail and parcels will start moving again. The decision to change tactics comes after a meeting with the federal minister responsible for Canada Post. Following a backlash over planned service cuts, the union says it's still pressing Ottawa to abandon its plan to phase out door-to-door delivery over a 10-year period. NB Liquor is trying to unload its stock of U.S. liquor worth $3.4 million. You'll remember the booze was pulled from shelves in March in response to the trade war between our country and the U.S. It's generally been sitting in warehouses, except for a little bit NB Liquor has sold through its agency stores and through bars and restaurants. Now they're trying to sell it at the depot in Salisbury.
Because we really want to maximize the value for New Brunswick. We own these products. Let's sell them. Let's get our money out of these products. So we're actively working to recover that investment for the people of New Brunswick, reduce waste. We don't want to be storing these products, or, you know, in the event some of them get too old, then you have to destroy the products.
The CEO of NB Liquor says most of the products have a longer shelf life, but the agency is trying to recover the money already spent purchasing them. You'll be paying less for gas at pumps around the Maritimes after prices changed overnight. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 2.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.38.5. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. In the Halifax area, it rests at $1.55.5. In Prince Edward Island, gas fell by 1.8 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7, and diesel slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.61.3. Over in New Brunswick, gas fell by nearly 3 cents a litre. The maximum price now $1.50.2. Meantime, diesel increased by 2.7 cents. The maximum price $1.70.7. Hundreds of Nova Scotians evacuated because of the Lake George wildfire are waking up in their own homes this morning.
Fire crews did an amazing job because I did not expect to be back anytime soon.
So we do have a camera on the house, so we were watching them spray down our house, but it was very stressful not being there and not knowing the conditions or how close it was to the house.
Officials were checking identification before letting people through. DNR says the Lake George wildfire is being held and that crews are still working to get it under control, but the risk to homes is low. The wildfire is currently estimated at 288 hectares. 350 addresses were within the evacuation zone. A celebration of the musical talent of the African Nova Scotian community was held last night. The ANSMA Awards were handed out in Halifax. This was the 27th annual African Nova Scotian Music Awards. Hundreds of people attended the event at the Lighthouse Arts Centre. ANSMA's mission is to develop, promote, and showcase African Nova Scotian artists and heritage.
The celebration of our community and the talent that we have established and emerging is important because we don't often have that spotlight shined on us. So this is our opportunity once a year on a bigger scale to display the talent that we have in the community. And there's a lot of things to be excited about here. There's infrastructure being built by very capable industry professionals and artists who care about the scene here in Nova Scotia. So this is the place to be.
This year's theme was Roots and Rhythm and celebrated African music and heritage. Katie Kelly will have more details on this event and other entertainment headlines coming up at 8:45. Finally, he's seen the Earth from space, but he still thinks the view around here isn't so bad either. Take a look at this photo. It wasn't just taken by anyone. It was taken by retired astronaut Colonel Chris Hadfield. It is the sun rising over Citadel Hill in Halifax. Yeah, he posted this photo to social media, and in the post he wrote, "Morning sun, dogs walking on the Halifax Citadel. Welcome October morn."
Wow. Great shot.
Oh, so
man.
Classy man. That's getting a lot of reaction to his post. A lot of Maritimers commenting, saying, "I saw you, but I didn't want to approach you, but I'm so happy you're here." Yeah, so pretty cool.
That's nice. I love that.
It is a beautiful view.
So beautiful.
That it is.
Special. All right. Scientists are actually studying a glacier in Italy to try and learn more about the effects of climate change. But it's kind of cool. It was another hot summer in the Alps, and glaciologists are studying the glacier on the Italian side of Mont Blanc. They're conducting topographical and geographical surveys, and while the results won't be available for some time, the initial impression is that this summer's heat was in fact damaging, and that's even despite a decent amount of snow this past spring and this with a shorter summer. But yeah, so it's just evidence that climate change is impacting so many regions, but also cool images of a glacier.
Also, I love how you say glaciologist. Say it again.
No, a glaciologist. That's
wow.
Yeah.
Fancy. I'm gonna save that in recording. Also, too, we want to get your opinion on this. If you haven't sent us a text yet, we would love to hear from you. We're asking, what's the dish that your family insists has to be on Thanksgiving dinner? I gotta tell you, like we said traditional things like turkey and stuffing. People are sharing some really unique dishes.
Wonderful.
That I was not expecting. Like, this is our Thanksgiving, and this is what our family has to have.
I just thought of one. My daughter, we went to Ireland some years ago. My daughter had mashed carrots. Carrot mash, they called it, at a pub.
Nice.
And we have to have carrot mash at every fancy occasion now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
It actually is delicious. It's just basically carrots. You boil them, and then you throw in butter and use like an immersion blender to whip them up. Because carrots are really hard to mash with a masher, so you have to use the immersion blender to get them really.
Yeah, and then my immersion blender, I always have like bits flying everywhere.
Well, it's okay. It's just delicious carrot bits. Anyway, carrot mash. It was. Had we not been on that trip, she would have never known. But I didn't know it was a thing.
Fascinating. 10400 is the number you can text us on. Love to see your answers. We're going to take another break on this Friday morning. Latavia has the latest look at the forecast for the long weekend. I'll have a look at developing national and international news, and also later this half hour, a recipe to celebrate World Egg Day. Chef Craig Flynn is in the YMA kitchen, and he'll get cracking on a tasty crepe dish. Ooh. Please stick around. We have lots coming in the next half hour here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Supplying fresh eggs to local stores.
Wow, look at the foliage over in Corner Brook this morning. Welcome back and happy Friday. The time now is 8:13. We had a bit of wet weather, as you can see from our live eye camera early this morning. It's going to be clearing. Clouds will clear out, leaving some more sunshine into the afternoon, but it is a cold start to the day. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. 4 degrees in your area. And it's quite cold really right across Atlantic Canada today. Temperatures will warm up a little bit later on, but as of right now, -2 degrees heading outdoors early this morning in Fredericton, 6 over in Charlottetown, only 3 degrees in Halifax, 7 into Sydney, and 4 degrees over in St. John's. Over to our forecast timeline. As I mentioned, a bit of precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. Showers and or drizzle that will clear out for the most part, leaving sunshine for much of the province into the afternoon. A chance of some scattered showers for parts of Cape Breton Island, and seeing the mixed precipitation early this morning for parts of Labrador. Into the afternoon, sunny, dry conditions for all 3 maritime provinces, seeing sunshine also extend over to parts of Newfoundland. Still seeing a bit of wet weather, but we're not going to see precipitation totals from it. It's going to remain trace. Into the evening and overnight hours, clear skies for all 3 maritime provinces. A risk of frost develops over New Brunswick and parts of Nova Scotia, taking us into early Saturday morning. Another cold start to the day, but high pressure is going to build across the region, really warming things up into Saturday, and sunshine sticking around as well. Sunny skies for the New Brunswick today, with daytime highs ranging from 13 to 15 degrees being the warmest into Bathurst. Looking at wind out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. Wind changes direction for Prince Edward Island out of the northwest, 30 gusting to 50 today, so quite breezy with a high of 11. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. For Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, looking at highs between 11 to 12. Some scattered showers early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. And lots of sunshine for the rest of Nova Scotia, with highs between 11 to 13 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, flurries early this morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 11 in Labrador City. 9 into St. John's, looking at a few showers and or drizzle. That will clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud as well. Into our forecast for Saturday, we do have a bit of precipitation for parts of Labrador. Other than that, it's going to be a warm, sunny day ahead for much of the region. Into Sunday's forecast, much of the same. Lots of sunshine remains in our forecast and seeing warmer temperatures. But into Monday on Thanksgiving, we are going to see increasing cloudiness and precipitation moving back into the evening for parts of Atlantic Canada. That's a look at your weather. We'll throw things over to Amanda for national international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. The Israeli military says the ceasefire agreement with Hamas is now in effect, and its troops are withdrawing to the agreed-upon deployment lines. The official word came hours after Palestinians reported continued heavy shelling in Gaza. Approval of the U.S.-backed deal marks a key step toward ending a ruinous 2-year war that has destabilized the Middle East. Still to come, the release of the remaining hostages in a swap for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Also developing this morning, the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded this morning to opposition activist Maria Corina Machado of Venezuela.
She is receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela, and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee praised her as a key unifying figure in the opposition, advocating for free elections and representative government. Machado has faced serious threats and lives in hiding, inspiring many with her courage. Machado becomes the 20th woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, joining a distinguished group of laureates. Finally, the red-hot Toronto Blue Jays are the hottest ticket in town, and some are striking out when it comes to scoring seats for the upcoming American League Championship Series. There is a massive wait list with more than 100,000 fans competing to watch games in person. Some struck out searching for tickets, while others lucked out.
50,000th in line, have a couple windows open for Game 7, Game 1. And thankfully, I scored 1 ticket for Game 7, like right up high.
Here are ballpark figures on what tickets go for based on the seating chart. The lowest still coming in at over $400. The prime seats, $2,000 per ticket. The team takes on the winner of Detroit and Seattle in the next round, which starts Sunday. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have your 20K giveaway keyword, and also we're heading to the Your Morning Atlantic kitchen. We're talking eggs. That's coming up.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Time for reminders for today's code word. We're giving away $20,000. So today's code word is savings. Head over to our contest page on ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code that's going to pop up on your screen. Enter savings along with your information for a chance to win $20,000. Make sure to watch us on Tuesday for a brand new code word. Good luck, and we're going to throw things over to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. 8:21, and we're going to use any excuse to celebrate around here. And we heard today is World Egg Day. Well, we got egg-cited. Who better to help us than noted egg enthusiast, Chef Craig Flynn. Good morning, Chef Craig. So you're on behalf of our partners, the Egg Farmers of Nova Scotia?
Yes, I am. I've been working with Egg Farmers of Nova Scotia for a number of years, representing 24 egg farming families in Nova Scotia, about 1,200 across Canada in 10 provinces in the Northwest Territories. And we're focused on celebrating local. They make 10 billion eggs a year. They farm 10 billion eggs a year in Canada. So it's an incredibly important food source and source of nutrition.
One of my favorites. Honestly, thank you, Egg Farmers of Nova Scotia. You do great work. Okay, what are we going to do with these beautiful eggs today?
Well, this is World Egg Day. So we're here to celebrate the importance, we're here to celebrate the importance of eggs all over the world as a source of nutrition and for a food source, and also all those farmers. And what I came up with was an egg-centric dish that is very versatile, great for lunches on the run. And it's a cold crepe that you can fill with a variety of either savory or sweet fillings.
But it's so easy.
2 ingredients.
Yeah, this is what I can't believe.
So we're going to start with the banana. Now, this is a recipe that some people might be familiar with, but it's very versatile, not only for the filling, but it ticks a lot of boxes. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, and it's very, very high in protein.
And so, what level of ripeness was this banana?
So it was ripe, and it's another great thing. It's if you've got, a lot of us have those ripe bananas that we don't quite know what to do with. You have one left on your counter, you mash it up. Now I am using a fork for all of this because I don't want to incorporate too much air. Now you and I are each going to crack 1 egg into this. So it's 2 eggs and 1 banana. That's the ratio. You got right on.
Okay.
Perfect. And I'm going to continue to use the fork and beat it together. And I use the side of the fork to sort of incorporate it, but again, it's trying not to get too many air bubbles in there. So a whisk is not the right tool for this. And the reason for it is you want to be able to roll the crepe, and if you put too many air bubbles in, it will not roll properly. It will sort of break. I've got a 1/3 of a cup measure. Now it takes about 4.5 minutes because you have to go sort of on low heat. So we're not going to have time to cook one fully. But you would take about a 1/4 to maybe a 1/3 of a cup if you want a larger one into a slightly oiled pan. You sort of go like that.
Low heat.
Spread it out. Medium, low to medium
Low to
heat.
okay.
Every burner is different.
Yes.
But you give that a flip, cook it through, and this is what you end up with. This is the finished crepe, okay?
That's gorgeous.
And you can see that it's pliable, it's easy to handle, it's sturdy, okay? And now we can fill it with whatever you like. So some of the things that I have, you go savory or sweet. I've got a selection over here. We've got some cottage cheese with strawberries, and we're going to put some fresh chocolate on there. Gosh. This is Nutella and raspberry. Over here we have leftover jerk chicken with some pineapple salsa and avocado.
Well, this is my question. I said, how could this possibly be a savory crepe? But you're saying just lean into the banana.
Well, it has that banana essence, so why not? Think Caribbean, think curry, all these nice, great fruit and meat combinations. A curry chicken. Why don't we do our first one here? We'll actually.
Oh my gosh!
So this is a curry chicken with a bit of dried apricots, celery, a touch of apple, and you just sort of roll that up.
I hope your family loves and appreciates you the way you deserve to be loved and appreciated, Craig.
Oh, thank you very much.
You come up with these amazing recipes. It would be lovely to be in your household.
Thank you. I think they do.
I'm sure they do.
We definitely eat a lot of eggs.
That's great. Well, they are great. And the thing, I love supporting local. I love supporting local farmers. It's so important that we do this.
It really is. So you can tuck that under.
Yep.
If you have a toothpick, you can do with that. But there it is. You just roll it, stick it in a box. We have enough time for another one?
Yeah, we sure do. Let's do the savory, let's do the sweet, and then we'll taste them.
So why don't we do a cottage cheese? I love cottage cheese.
This is really healthy.
It is.
Your guests wouldn't know it. They wouldn't realize it was healthy. It just tastes so good. And then you could totally bring this in your lunch for work.
Absolutely. And you can do kid-friendly ones. Obviously, maybe not with Nutella. Just because
Why not?
Because nuts in schools.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, at home you could, though.
You could, absolutely, at home you could.
Yeah.
A little bit of granola is a nice touch here. A little bit of crunch.
Yeah.
And why not some chocolate? Let's put some chocolate
Why
on this one,
not?
too.
Why not shaved chocolate with the perfect little shaver that you brought in, along with the platters, which are your own personal platters. Like, you've got great taste in dishware too.
Well, you know, you have to. Presentation is everything.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Eat with your eyes.
I may have overstuffed this one just a touch, but that's okay.
That's because that's exactly what I would do.
But again, you just sort of tuck that underneath, and there you go.
Okay, so we're gonna. I was provided with fork and knife. We're gonna give this a go. I'll do the savory first.
That's what I would do.
You know, I'm just gonna pick it up with my fingers because this is a
perfect.
big piece.
So these eggs, it's what's amazing, and so the message that I always like to give whenever I'm talking about Nova Scotia and Canadian eggs is our farmers. Every store that you go into, you'll always find local eggs across this country, and that's quite an amazing thing. It doesn't matter where you go. You're always buying local, fresh, high-quality eggs.
Eggs are wonderful. Like, seriously, I really am grateful to the egg farmers of Nova Scotia. They do wonderful work, and they make great, beautiful product.
Yeah, I'm watching you eat because I'm hoping that your reaction is what I need.
Well, you're talking. They're both delicious. You were giving us an important message about the egg farmers of Nova Scotia, so I was able to chime in. Both of these are winners. I will be making these today. Vicky? You got to get in here and eat this. You're going to love this.
We always have extras for Vicky.
Wonderful. All right, we have going to put this recipe on our website to make it easier for you to find. Thank you so much, Craig.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Egg Farmers of Nova Scotia. And now we're going to take a little break. We'll be back. Actually, we're going to head over to Latavia. Latavia, you got to try this too.
Come on over.
I'm on my way, Crystal, but before that, we're going to talk about the 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. Sunshine today with a high of 14 degrees, and sunshine extends into the long weekend forecast for Saturday. Above seasonal daytime high returning to 17. On Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 15. Nova Scotia looking at lots of sunshine throughout the day today. We do have a chance of some scattered showers early this morning for Cape Breton. That will clear as well with a high of 12. 16 degrees on Saturday, mainly sunny skies, and lots of sunshine on Sunday, a high of 16 with increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 11 today, and sunny skies continue into Saturday with a high of 15. 14 degrees on Sunday, and guess what? Sunshine continues.
Everyone knows that riff. All right, still ahead, your entertainment roundup. CTV's Katie Kelly joins us with a look at entertainment headlines, music, and more. That's coming up in the last 30 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:31. We're getting close to wrapping up, but we still have so much more to come on the show. But it's cold.
It is cold. Okay, may I just shout it again? You don't even need to go to our website for that recipe. It's a banana and 2 eggs.
That's amazing.
You cook it.
Easy.
Yum.
It was delicious. I think because you were saying you love the Jamaican food, I think the Jamaican flavors would lend themselves beautifully to the banana wrap.
I'm sure.
Yummo.
Ooh, maybe
Yum, yum, yum.
something you can make this long weekend along with the turkey.
Gotta go try it before it's all done.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing I love more than going to the grocery store and getting the little bag of like overripe bananas. Just love that. Take that home, do all kinds of stuff with it.
Oh my gosh,
Banana bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
Banana muffins. Now banana crepes.
Right?
You guys are making me hungry.
Oh,
I know, I'm starving.
Show wrapping up. I gotta get my food.
For sure. Okay, we're heading over to St. John for a little peek at what the skies look like there.
It's quite cold there.
Oh, wait.
2 degrees right now. Yeah,
Not foggy though.
No. We are going to see sunshine a little bit later on. Not helping to warm things up much, though. It's going to remain quite cool for parts of the region today. As of right now, 6 degrees heading outdoors in Charlottetown. Only 3 degrees in Halifax with 7 in Sydney. 4 starting off your day in St. John's. 2 degrees right now in Labrador City. We do have a bit of precipitation tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada early this morning. A chance of some scattered showers for Cape Breton. Also seeing some mixed precipitation tracking across parts of Labrador. And for Newfoundland, looking at a few showers and or drizzle. That will clear, though, leaving sunshine for much of the region. Over to the current winds across the Maritime region. It is, for the most part, out of the northwest this morning, 33 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 31 in North Cape, with 17 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 19 in Lunenburg, 15 kilometers per hour in Halifax. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 28 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown. We'll have one last look at your long-range forecast as we head into the long weekend. But first, a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Canada Post workers are scaling back their countrywide strike to rotating walkouts beginning tomorrow morning. The Postal Union says the change will get mail and parcels moving again while pressure stays on the corporation. Talks with Ottawa continue after Canada Post announced major cutbacks, including the end of home delivery within a decade. The union says those changes go too far and should be rolled back. To court now, where the former owners of the Halifax Ale House testified at Alexander Levy's manslaughter and criminal negligence causing death trial. Levy was a former bouncer at the bar. The owners told the judge they had no requirement for their security workers to have undergone training. That is something the family of Ryan Sawyer has said needs to change. The trial has heard Sawyer never regained consciousness after an altercation outside the alehouse in the early morning of Christmas Eve 2022. He was taken to hospital where he died. The Crown says it should finish its case when the trial resumes on Tuesday, and then it will be up to Levy whether or not the defense will call any evidence. The committee tasked with monitoring progress on the Mass Casualty Commission's final recommendations has released its second report. While there's been some progress, it would seem there's still a lot of work to do.
We are on a path that is moving us forward. Some things are taking longer because they're complex and because they are cultural shifts, and those things can't be changed instantly.
The committee's work stems from the 2020 mass shooting when a gunman disguised as an RCMP officer killed 22 Nova Scotians during a 13-hour rampage. Freeman says meaningful change will take time and the work will outlive the committee's 3-year mandate. New this morning, you will be paying less to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 2.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.38.5. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. It rests at $1.55.5. In PEI, gas fell by 1.8 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7, and diesel slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.61.3. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 2.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.50.2. Meantime, diesel increased by 2.7 cents. The maximum price now $1.70.7. NB Liquor is trying to unload its stock of U.S. liquor worth $3.4 million. The booze was pulled from shelves back in March in response to the trade war between our country and the U.S. It's generally been sitting in warehouses, except for a little bit NB Liquor has sold through its agency stores and through bars and restaurants. Now they're trying to sell it at the depot in Salisbury.
Because we really want to maximize the value for New Brunswick. We own these products. Let's sell them. Let's get our money out of these products. So we're actively working to recover that investment for the people of New Brunswick, reduce waste. We don't want to be storing these products, or, you know, in the event some of them get too old, then you have to destroy the products.
The CEO of NB Liquor says most of the products have a longer shelf life, but the agency is trying to recover the money already spent purchasing them. Finally, one of the biggest great white sharks ever found in the Atlantic Ocean has made its way to Atlantic Canada. Take a look at Contender. He is big, more than 1,600 pounds and 4 meters from nose to tail. Back in January, he was tagged by Osearch in Florida and pinged in the Gulf of St. Lawrence. That's right off the Labrador Peninsula. Just on September 29th, so not that long ago, marine experts say he's gorging on seals to build and store fat for his return to Florida in the winter. what a contender.
Indeed. Big shark. Hard to believe that's really out there. Wow.
Yeah, I know, but fascinating research.
Scary for many people, the thought of a big shark.
Yeah.
Scary for many people, the thought of a haunted doll. Latavia, this story's for you. Okay. It's an exhibit fit for any lover of horror stories. This one highlights the legendary Annabelle doll. This is not her, though. This Annabelle is coming up. There's equipment from investigations over the years, because Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll that's claimed to be haunted. This is according to paranormal investigators.
Lorraine?
There
Yeah.
she is.
I knew it.
Lorraine and Warren, Ed and Lorraine Warren, rather, they put this doll in their museum, and the doll frightened its owner, so they put it in their museum in Connecticut in the 70s. Academics and science writers have dismissed their claims as just folklore, but many believe that Annabelle was real, and she appears in the fictional Conjuring universe. You probably know about that.
May Ed and Lorraine Warren rest in peace.
Yeah.
They've since passed.
Oh.
But yeah, great characters in The Conjuring. Their love story is incredible. And actually learning about the history of Ed and Lorraine Warren, they did paranormal investigations together, like way back when. Amityville Horror, all these houses. It's really cool, just like the history of them. But yeah, Annabelle is actually a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
Is it because the third and final film is coming out?
It already came out last night.
Yeah.
It was great.
Okay, well, there you go. That's happening now, but not in our region.
No, we'll talk about what is taking place in our region. Bryan Adams arrives in Moncton this weekend. The Roll with the Punches tour takes a stop at the Avenir Center Saturday, October 11th. Concert starts at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, you can head over to the site on your screen. And the Fall Flavors Food and Drink Festival is wrapping up soon in Charlottetown. You have today and tomorrow to enjoy the celebration of fall harvest on Canada's Food Island. Hall of Food takes place tonight, and Chef's Island ends off the festival. To learn more about the last two events taking place, head over to their website. And local author Megan Marinette will be showcasing her children's books at Booktoberfest. It's taking place this weekend at the Halifax Central Library. You can enjoy Rumi's World along with other books from local authors from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. For additional details, head over to the website on your screen. And if you do have an upcoming event taking place in our region, please send us the details. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
Thanks a lot for that, Latavia. And also, too, we're going to be talking about your entertainment headlines with the one and only Katie Kelly. She's joining us for a sit-down with the latest Hollywood headlines right after this break and after Latavia's last look at the long-range forecast as we inch towards the end of the show.
A sunny and breezy start to your day over in Burnt Coat Head. Welcome back. Time now is 8:43. It's cold outside. Keep that in mind when you are heading out on your morning commute. You're going to want to layer up. Currently 4 degrees in your area, and we're not seeing a much warmer start to the day really right across Atlantic Canada early this morning. Temperatures will warm up for most below seasonal. Some areas will see seasonal temperatures for our daytime highs, but as of right now though, -2 degrees in Fredericton, 6 degrees early this morning in Charlottetown, 7 in Sydney, 3 degrees in Halifax, 4 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a bit of precipitation starting off the day, a chance of some scattered showers for Cape Breton. Also seeing a bit of shower activity and or drizzle for parts of Newfoundland, and seeing mixed precipitation for parts of Labrador. Other than that, lots of sunshine returns in our region, and we'll start to see precipitation clear out of Cape Breton, seeing sunshine there as well. Taking us into the evening and overnight hours, another cold night ahead. We are going to see a risk of frost develop for New Brunswick as well as into parts of Nova Scotia. Taking us into early Saturday morning, launching into the long weekend. Sunshine and above seasonal daytime highs will return for all 3 maritime provinces. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Lots of sunshine across the province. Highs will range from 13 to 15, being the warmest into Bathurst. Wind out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. And then wind changes direction for Prince Edward Island out of the northwest, 30 gusting to 50, a high of 11 degrees across the island with lots of sunshine throughout your day. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at highs between 11 to 12. Some scattered showers start off your day, but will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, and seeing sunshine for the rest of Nova Scotia with highs between 11 to 13 degrees. For Labrador today, a high of 11. Looking at flurries starting off your day, will clear, leaving some sunshine into the afternoon. A high of 9 degrees into St. John's. Showers and or drizzle starts off your day, clearing out, leaving sunshine for you as well. Saturday's forecast, sunny and dry. Above seasonal daytime highs return, so it's going to be a great day to head out and explore your area. Still seeing a bit of precipitation for parts of Labrador, but other than that, into Sunday's forecast, a few showers early in the morning for Newfoundland, clearing out, seeing sunshine as well. So it's going to be a great Thanksgiving weekend. Crystal?
It's like it. Thanks, Latavia. 8:46 almost. Katie Kelly, you're here.
Hi,
Entertainment
I am here.
Roundup. So much going on. You got big plans this weekend.
I do. I'm going to see Brian Adams.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, that's going to be super fun. And last night, I was at the African Nova Scotia Music Awards, so I just want to give that a quick shout out. They were handed out last night, and yeah, it was just a fabulous event.
Well, we had a little bit of news. I want to hear more about it. It looked amazing.
Yeah, so I believe it was 11 awards were handed out. Of course, as you can see, some amazing performances. Maggie Andrew, Haley Smith, Mark Riley, Slim from 112 was there.
Whoa.
And I got to interview him last night. That was really cool. It's just a really good, feel-good event celebration, and this was the 27th anniversary. So it's been happening for a long time, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. If you've never been, I highly recommend.
It looks great. You know what? Shout out to the Lighthouse Center for the Arts. They do a great job.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love all the staff there, and I'm there every other day for something.
It's true.
And yeah, they basically are like, morning. And yeah, it's a fantastic venue.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, I'm heading to Yarmouth in a couple of weeks' time. This is really exciting. Music Nova Scotia is rolling out the red carpet. It's the 2025 Music and Industry Awards brunch. It's officially been announced.
Yay.
The event takes place Sunday, October 26th at the Rod Grand in Yarmouth. This year's brunch will hand out awards in 23 music and 8 industry categories with live performances from Baby Nova, Morgan Toney, King Woos, Mo Kenny, and many more. And tickets for this brunch, they sell out fast, but they are on sale now.
Oh, I'd like to go to that.
It's also amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yarmouth, I love when it's in Yarmouth.
And the Rod, like a little fancy brunch.
Yeah.
I'm there for it.
It's very cool. Okay, you might have heard this news this week, but in case you missed it, punk rock legends The Offspring are coming back to the Maritimes. The band just announced their supercharged worldwide in 26 tour. Fans can catch them February 23rd at the Avenir Centre in Moncton and February 24th at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax. And they're bringing along special guests Bad Religion. Tickets to go see Offspring in Moncton and Halifax go on sale at 10 a.m. today.
Oh my gosh, 90s excellence right there.
Yeah, I know. So it takes me right back to high school. Next up, we have Halifax musician Jeff Arsenault. He's celebrating the success of his latest record called Hired Hand.
I ain't locked down, now I'm ready to go.
The album, released in February, is getting strong reviews and nominated for Blues Album of the Year at those Music Nova Scotia Awards. Arsenault will take the stage with his full band at Beerley's on October 18th. So if you want to go check out the album, Hired Hand, and it's also available, of course, on all streaming services now.
I do think I would enjoy that.
I know, and Beerley's is one of my favorite venues.
It's a great venue. Oh my gosh, so down to earth, so
and great
wonderful.
food there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
awesome.
Win, win, win. Okay.
A lot of people, a lot of our viewers are going to love this. A tribute to the Man in Black is coming to the Maritimes. Rob Smith's Johnny Cash songbook is earning rave reviews, with fans saying he looks and sounds just like Cash himself.
Seen the sunshine, I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
This show features a full band with classics from Johnny and June and a local connection too. Smith also teaches at the First Nation School in Cape Breton, adding a human interest story behind the music. You can catch the Johnny Cash songbook October 11th at the Celtic Colors and October 19th at the Imperial Theatre in St. John. If you're looking for something to do this weekend too, Crystal, I just wanted to give this a shout out. The Nowadays Festival is happening in downtown Dartmouth. I don't know if you've heard of this one.
I have not.
Nowadays, it's called. So look it up online. It is happening this weekend in downtown Dartmouth. It's got a ton of acts, and some of them you may not have heard of, but if you look them up, you'll see that they're doing amazing things. So really, really cool event in downtown Dartmouth this weekend. You can find all the info on that online. But again, nowadays.
It's a music festival?
It's a music festival.
Okay,
yes,
fantastic.
Yes,
well, Katie, once again, you've done it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
You deserve a break. Let's take one.
All
Okay,
right,
a little mini break, and we'll be back to wrap up the show right after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. We're in the last few minutes of the 3-hour edition of Your Morning Atlantic on this Friday. Want to share your responses to the Move Morning Chat. This was fun. We were asking, what is something that has to be on your Thanksgiving dinner table? A lot of traditional responses and some untraditional ones too. So let's start with the traditional responses first, beginning with Mo from Bathurst. This is typical cranberry, but it's got to be jelly style.
Okay, Mo.
Okay. See, people like their cranberries a specific way, and he says jelly style. Amanda says cranberries and mustard pickles.
Well, the mustard pickle. Yeah. Those are fun. Yes.
Karen from Dartmouth says 2 things we have to have on the Thanksgiving table: my mom's dressing and mashed turnip to complete the meal. Oh, third thing, constant, the apple crisp.
Oh, yummo. That's a good one. That's a good one. We haven't had that mentioned.
Classic, right? Laura from Lance says, I love carrots and turnip mashed with butter and brown sugar.
I'm going to throw a little brown sugar in there. Thank you.
I know, you will love it. I've never thought about combining all those together.
Why not?
Okay, we're going to get to more unique answers. Whitley from East Preston says macaroni and cheese has to be on the table.
Oh, I'm coming over to your house,
Thanksgiving.
Yum-a-roo.
I know. Jerry from Bedford says cheesy potatoes is a must.
A lot of people do the cheesy potatoes.
Everyone asks for it. Let's dress them up. Kathy from Truro Heights says the food that has to be included in our Thanksgiving dinner is sausage dressing.
Oh, fun.
Every big family meal, we have it. It has to be there. That sounds really
It's really good. It's just a spin. You just put sausage in it. It changes the flavor a bit. I've had it. It's yummy.
Cindy from New Minas says buttered mashed buttercup squash makes our Thanksgiving dinner complete.
That sounds amazing.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm going to pick up the squash today. I love squash.
More butter. I love it. Monica from Albert Bridge says we usually have Cornish hens stuffed with a mixed rice dish. The one dish we have to have too is also cucumber salad. Sounds very British.
It does sound great. Yeah, lots of fun there. Good job.
Then we have Krista from New Waterford. The most important thing that has to be included in Thanksgiving dinner is salt beef or salted beef, Newfoundland tradition. Very important for some families too. Finally, from Karen from Lockport, my husband has to have mint jelly with his Thanksgiving dinner. Mint jelly with it.
Served with lamb.
That's what I was.
Really?
That's what I texted her back. I said you hear it typically with a lamb dish, but not typically for a Thanksgiving dish. So thank you everyone who sent a text.
We have time for this little crazy random thing. Throwing it in here. In our ongoing series of wild midway rides, here's a roller coaster that's not for the faint of heart. Would you ride this?
No, thank you.
Wait.
It has to connect, just so, and then it drops. Can you imagine? Here it goes. Come on. It's called the Siren's Curse. There we go. And that's a Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. So, yeah, head over there. I've been there as a kid many times. Wow. That, though.
Oh, boy.
This is more my speed now.
Yeah.
This is nice and calm. Thanks so much for that, Crystal. And thanks to you for watching today and for the week. Friendly reminder, we are off for the Thanksgiving long weekend. So we're going to return on Tuesday at 6 a.m. bright and early. We hope you join us. And we hope you have a lovely, beautiful fall long weekend with friends and family.
Happy Thanksgiving to the Sullivan's Pond geese and to you.
Bye.